Welcome to the JLLB Media Podcast.
Great to be diving into this.
Yeah, today we're doing a deep dive into something really central to, well, effective business today. The power of storytelling in marketing.
Absolutely. It's such a core concept.
We're drawing on insights from JLLB Media, looking at why these compelling narratives are so vital, for making real connections with your audience.
And for standing out, right. The marketplace is just so crowded.
Exactly. So our goal here is pretty straightforward. Help you understand how you can actually use storytelling to, well, build stronger brand connections and really drive business growth.
Yeah. And if you think about the marketing world right now, wow, consumers are just swimming in information, aren't they?
Totally. It's that hyper-saturated environment people talk about.
Uh-huh. And your standard traditional marketing, it often just kind of struggles to make that emotional connection, that lasting impact.
It really does. The sheer amount of stuff fighting for attention means, well, businesses need a better way, something more resonant, to cut through all that noise.
A way to actually leave an impression that sticks.
Right. It's like trying to have a meaningful conversation in a really loud party. You need something to connect one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where storytelling, I think, comes into its own. It's not just pushing a product anymore.
No, it's way beyond that. It's about making that human link, evoking feelings, building actual trust, a relationship that's more than just a sale.
Yeah, more than just a transaction.
And taking a step back, looking at, brand identity. Storytelling is basically the heart of it. It's how you show your values, your mission.
Your personality, even.
Exactly. Your personality. It makes the brand relatable. It gives it purpose, something people can actually connect with, believe in. Turns it from just a logo into something, well, real.
Okay, so let's maybe dig into that a bit.
Yeah.
What makes for effective brand storytelling? Because it's not just telling any old story, is it?
No, you're spot on there. JLLB Media's insights really point to a few key things. First up is authenticity.
Right. Authenticity.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the stories have got to feel real. People have pretty good detectors for, fakeness. So the narrative has to genuinely reflect your company's real values, its mission. If it feels off, it won't land.
So being transparent, showing who you really are, what's next?
Second is relatability. Can your audience see themselves in the story?
Ah, okay.
Does it connect with their own lives, their challenges, maybe even their dreams? The more they think, I get that, or that sounds like me, the stronger that bond becomes. It's about that shared feeling.
Creating that click of understanding. I like that. And the third element.
The third crucial piece is emotion. We're driven by feelings, right?
Definitely.
So whether the story makes someone feel joy or inspiration or maybe empathy, it needs to hit them on an emotional level. That's what makes it stick. Think about the stories you remember. They probably made you feel something significant.
Absolutely. So authentic, relatable, and emotional. Get those right, and you're not just selling. You're building an identity people trust and feel loyal to. Now, thinking about that crowded market again, how does this help a business actually differentiate itself, stand out from the pack?
Yeah, that differentiation piece is huge. Because, look, features and benefits, they're important, sure.
But competitors can copy those.
Exactly. They can often be matched. But your story, your unique identity, that's much harder to replicate. It taps into the essence of your brand, something deeper.
Okay, so how does that work in practice? What kind of stories help you carve out that unique space?
Well, JLLB Media often talks about the power of your origin story.
The how it all started story.
Right. Every business has one. Sharing how you began, the hurdles you overcame, the journey, that creates a really personal connection. It humanizes the whole thing, shows the why behind the what.
Yeah, it lets you see the people, the passion involved. What else works for differentiation?
Another really powerful approach is using customer stories, social proof.
Testimonials, case studies.
Yes, exactly. Instead of just talking about yourself, show how you've genuinely helped your customers. Case studies, testimonials, even user-generated content that stuff shows real impact. Hearing it from a peer, that carries a lot of weight for potential customers.
Oh, for sure. Much more believable than just the brand saying it. What about values? How do they fit into differentiating through story?
That's becoming more and more critical. People really care about the values of the companies they support now. Storytelling is a great way to show, not just tell your commitment to things like, say, sustainability or social responsibility, ethical practices. Weaving those values into your stories attracts customers who share them. It creates a connection that's deeper than just the product.
So demonstrating your beliefs through action and narrative. and focusing on the customer within those stories.
Yeah.
That sounds like a powerful way to build loyalty too.
Exactly. Customer-centric storytelling basically flips the script. It's less look at us and more look what our customers achieved with us. When you highlight how your product helps someone overcome a challenge or reach a goal, you're celebrating their success. And potential customers see that and think, hey, maybe that could be me.
So can you give some examples? How do businesses actually craft those customer-focused stories well?
Sure. One key way is to really focus on customer success. Tell the story of how a customer used your product or service to get real, tangible results.
Like a transformation story.
Yeah, exactly. It shows the value clearly, but it also makes it relatable. People can imagine themselves getting those same results. It paints a picture of what's possible for them.
Makes sense. What else helps put the customer at the center?
Another thing is to humanize your brand. Share stories about the actual people involved, your employees, your customers, maybe people in the community you impact.
Show the faces behind the logo.
Right. It makes the brand feel less like a faceless company and more, well, human, approachable, authentic.
And you mentioned user-generated content earlier, harnessing the customer's own voices.
Oh, absolutely. Encouraging and leveraging user-generated content is incredibly effective. Get your customers sharing their own experiences, reviews, social posts, whatever.
That's powerful social proof.
It really is. It builds trust in a way that slick advertising often just can't. It's their words, their experiences, backing you up.
Okay, so we see why storytelling is vital, how it builds identity, sets you apart, but how do you actually make it part of your, day-to-day marketing strategy? It can't just be a one-off campaign.
No, definitely not. It needs to be woven through everything. JLLB Media really stresses this, integrating your brand narratives consistently across all your channels.
Like a common thread.
Exactly. A consistent thread running through every email, every social post, every ad. That builds a cohesive, compelling message over time.
Okay, let's get practical. Where can businesses start putting this into action?
Well, social media is an obvious one. Great for those shorter, engaging snippets, behind-the-scenes stuff, quick customer testimonials, celebrating milestones.
Bite-sized stories.
Right. Then there's email marketing. Don't just send sales pitches. Use emails to tell parts of your brand story. Share customer successes in more detail. Maybe give some insight into your company culture or values.
Okay. What about things like blogs or videos?
Yeah, content marketing, blogs, videos, case studies. That's where you can go deeper. Tell longer narratives about your industry, the problems you solve, the real impact you have. It allows for that richer detail.
Even paid ads. Can they tell stories?
For sure. Instead of just buy now, try to engage emotionally. A short video ad telling a mini story or ad copy that hints at a narrative. Even a brief story can grab attention much more effectively than just listing features.
So it sounds like consistency is key. Using storytelling strategically everywhere to build those deeper connections.
That's the goal. Build connections over time.
And, for businesses that feel they need some help getting this right, JLLB Media does specialize in exactly this, crafting those compelling brand stories.
Yeah, stories that really resonate and, importantly, drive growth.
Right. And their expertise covers a lot, from business consulting and bookkeeping through to marketing strategical, visual design, website design, even web hosting.
A pretty comprehensive suite of services to support that whole process.
Absolutely. So if you're listening and thinking you want to harness storytelling better, JLLB Media can definitely help you craft messaging that connects with your audience. It's worth reaching out to them to see how they can help shape your brand's narrative.
Yeah, definitely reach out.
So wrapping this up then, it seems clear storytelling isn't just some fluffy marketing tactic.
No, not at all. It's fundamental. It's how you build real connections, earn trust, and actually stand out from the noise. It's strategic.
Couldn't agree more. And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to take away. Just take a moment and think about the stories your brand is telling right now. Are they honestly connecting emotionally? Do they truly reflect your values, your impact?
Yeah.
And maybe ask yourself, what new stories could you start sharing to make those connections even stronger?